field deep. Canseco back to the track, looking up. It is off his head, it looked like, and over the top. A home run.
It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big. I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. He starts to come, and then he pulls out. Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard.
2 inches short, maybe less. That's the story of my life.
Receiver coach has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
And the 3-1. Popped up. Castillo. Dropped the ball! He dropped the ball! Here comes Teixeira! And the Yankees win! Oh my goodness!
Listen in as we tackle everything in the world of sports right now. Throw your hat in the ring at 516-572-7440. This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.
Wow.
Yep. There it is.
I think that's a good note to welcome everybody to
I love the circus music because the Knicks are a circus.
Oh, we're going now already?
I'm ready to go.
Now I'll give you the time.
Thank you.
Let me get through the intro.
Thank you.
WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. Like Matt Leonard mentioned, very at the very least confusing. As Knicks fans, we are all confused at what took place yesterday, but Kory David, Gina Halstead also joined me, Joshua Umahi.
What did I say yesterday when you introduced me? I said the Knicks are going to blow it tonight. I yelled that yesterday. Was I wrong?
You did. You did. Again, it's kind of funny because the way they're moving, it's like, in my mind, I'm like, they have to have
something's got to be in the works here.
Exactly. They have to have a plan after this.
I don't trust them.
Exactly. But do I trust Leon Rose and everyone else in this front office? Leon Rose, who, instead of putting his face in front of the camera and going on TV where it's not a very safe MSG-driven interview, right? He's going to give off an official statement. Very nice art on it, by the way, that the Knicks put out. Very nice, what was that, clip art or something?
I don't know what that was.
Impressive regardless, but still, he puts out an official statement saying, we're serious about free agency. We're serious about looking for trades. And it's just like, I don't trust you, bro. I don't trust you, bro. It might be Cap.
It's Cap. Knicks have a whole lot of Cap now. They traded Kemba and a bunch of picks for Cap last night, so,
Oh, man.
$13 million in free Cap, right?
What?
They freed up $13 million, I believe, right?
Yeah, but to me, that's not that much.
At all.
It's not worth what you did.
If they have about $13 million right now with that move. If they renounce Ryan Arcidiacono's whatever his name is cap hold.
The second round pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Duke?
No. This was a guy that's like the 15th man last season.
Oh.
Who Tibbs
Who's the second rounder we got from Duke? What's his name?
Trevor Keels.
What do you think of him? He's the only player we got last night. So what do you think of him?
I'm not going to claim that I watched a ton of college basketball this season, but I watched a lot of Duke, and I was stunned when I think it was Kendrick Perkins had his player comp at Desmond Bane. He plays nothing like Desmond Bane.
Perk's comps were bad all night. He called Chet Holmgren Kristaps Porzingis.
He said something weird, like if Giannis and KP had a baby.
Yeah, he goes, it's like young Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kristaps Porzingis, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you allowed on television?
The funny thing is, I remember looking on Twitter and I seen Desmond Bane actually respond to this. He said, "Me and Trevor played the same game."
They played. What Kendrick Perkins did is that he literally saw their body types. They're kind of both short and stocky. Like Desmond Bane, Trevor Keels, boom. That's not how you break down players, bro. That's not how we do it. But
who's the one that called R.J. Barrett James Harden? Was that Perk also?
That might have been the next best thing.
That was also bad.
That was. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That's really bad.
I'm not. Look. I was in that. I was actually in that camp. R.J. Barrett,
James Harden.
Yeah.
They're both lefties, and they're shooting guards, and that's it. That's where it ends.
Hopefully RJ
does show that capability that he can actually handle the rock and actually play some point guard duties sometimes.
Yeah.
Here's another thing, too. Like, why is it, and this is regarding, I think he went third, Jabari Smith. Why is it, and I think we touched on it yesterday, why is it that every tall, lanky guy that can shoot from threes, he's Kevin Durant? He's just automatically Kevin Durant.
Why wasn't Chet Holmgren called Kevin Durant?
No, long as you... No,
he might be closer to him than Jabari.
That's what I'm saying.
Long as you 6'10" or above, you consider Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
It's better than a Porzingis comp. That was horrible.
Who did they compare Porzingis to?
Holmgren.
I knew it. I said that yesterday.
Yeah, and then Kendrick Perkins said it on national television. Doesn't make either of you right.
ESPN is just we went on a little bit of a rant about them on Tuesday.
Oh boy!
But yeah, not great.
Malik Andrews did a great job.
Oh, she always does.
As always.
She always does a great job. Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh my!
George's like looking at me.
Always does a great job.
Oh, just phenomenal. Always a
Fantastic
breathtaking
job.
effort from Malik Andrews.
Yeah.
And you notice.
516-572-7440. Knicks fans, I want to hear from you. How are you feeling about yesterday? A lot happened, and I'm going to let you go, Kory, but I just want to kind of recap the Knicks move yesterday. There
was one tweet that recapped everything pretty well, and I hated reading that because I hated it last night so much.
I'm going to tell you what was confusing the most to me was when we did trade for Jalen Duren.
And then we didn't?
No. But the thing was, obviously we traded him to Detroit, right?
Yeah.
And I guess we had some type of intel that the Detroit wanted him. So why didn't we trade them for Ivy?
And like give them other picks or players or whatever and stuff.
We would have got the players.
I don't think they wanted to give up Ivy. That's the thing.
So we let them have their cake and eat it too while we get, future possible picks that can turn into something?
No, they're not possible picks. They are actual picks. But we don't know if they're going to be good picks. That's the thing.
They're so heavy protected that only possibly if all things going in Knicks' luck turns out, we might only wind up with one first-round pick out of all those picks that we had. One might actually be considered a first-round pick.
Here's the thing, and again, Matt referenced, there was one tweet that kind of summed it up good.
Who was that again?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't even know. It's all blurry.
ESPN, ESPN Knicks Insider or something. I don't know.
So, and I wrote it all down on the topic sheet, so I'm going to explain it the best I can.
Here we go.
So, the Knicks... Again, all the rumors were they want Jaden Ivey. It was really Ivy or bust. They were going to trade up for 4 or 5, or who knows what they're going to do. So Jaden Ivey goes 5th to the Pistons, and immediately rumors begin, the Knicks are still trying to acquire Jaden Ivey. I'm like, okay, we'll see where this goes, right?
Yeah.
And then another report comes out saying that if the Knicks get Jalen Duren at 11, a deal might be worked out. I'm like, a little bit of hope. As a Knicks fan, I don't have much. But I was a little hopeful in that moment. Then the 11th pick comes, right? I don't even remember the guy's name that we picked.
Zhang,
Osman
from
Zhang.
France?
From France, yeah.
I love that the tradition of Knicks draft picks getting booed continued last night.
Yes, and the tradition of momentarily drafting little-known players from
international
France.
players. I'm fine with that. But when you draft a player 11th overall, and the reaction of most of the fans in the building is either boo or who is that guy, that's a really bad pick.
Well, what happened for Porzingis, and look how that turned out for the he was great for the short time that he was with us.
Not the whole time, I wouldn't say that. Look at him now.
True.
But you want these draft picks to be long-term future franchise players.
That is true.
But if we being honest, this draft wasn't that strong to begin with.
No.
Right.
It only had but a couple pieces that you could actually see, you can actually possibly do something with.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like we walked away with really nothing. And I'm just saying only way to determine what the draft really meant for the Knicks is, I believe, next Thursday, right, when free agency opens up.
Pretty much, yeah. We're gonna see what their master plan is.
Well, they can make trades now.
That too.
If we don't get nobody, it's a complete waste, and we have to start looking our confidence in management. Is this the right management going forward? Because last year we still have Julius Randle still on the books.
And I will get to that later. I will get to that later. I promise you.
At this point, if I was the Knicks owner, I'd be ready to cash out. I said, let's go try different business endeavors.
He's never getting rid of the team. Gina, let me tell you something about James Dolan. I don't know if you know this. James Dolan owns the Knicks, the Rangers, the Garden, Radio City Music Hall.
Never mind.
Yeah.
God damn, does he own New York?
Basically.
Pretty much. Damn. Dang. I know.
He used to own Cablevision.
Sheesh.
I know
he did, right?
Yeah.
I know the Knicks are one of the most lucrative teams, but come on, where is this money going? For what reason? Because they're in New York. That is the only reason.
The big market helps. Like they fill up the building because the fans are idiots, and I'm one of them. I'm one of the idiots. I admit it.
I went to 15 Knicks games this
I know you did, and that's your fault.
It is my fault, but hey,
how many did they win?
They had a winning record when I went, which was weird.
What?
It was really weird, yeah.
You're one of the rare exceptions. They didn't have many wins this year.
I went to the Christmas game, Kemba Walker triple-double.
Oh, yeah.
I know you got traded, but I'm always appreciate you for that, my guy.
I actually went to the game against the Hornets.
Okay.
You know, I was scouting for a future point guard that might be on our
You got to stop with the LaMelo thing.
I have a conspiracy theory because as bad as we had a draft, they had a way worse draft.
Okay.
Maybe one day LaMelo will find his way to the Garden. We do have a caller on WHPC Sports Talk. Caller, who are you and what's going on?
What's going on, guys? It's Anthony with no voice after yesterday.
Get it off your chest, bro. What's going on?
I mean, let me tell you right now, this team is different. It's going to the World Series. But I wanted to talk about the Knicks for a second.
Yeah.
And
that's what I thought you meant by no voice.
Right, that's why.
Wait, talk about a really good team for 1 second, and then let's talk about the horrible team.
I thought he was screaming about the Knicks the whole time.
The horrible team because, I mean, after last night, it was just there's nothing really bad to say about the Yankees besides Joey Gallo. And by the way, Joey Gallo is our version of Jason Bay. That's what this is.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is in terms of the fans just yelling at him and in the outfield. It's the exact same thing.
How about Aaron Hicks though?
Aaron really, he's turned it on.
Aaron, he's getting it together, and I'm really glad. And it seems that Joey Gallo is the scapegoat now, and it's okay because Benintendi will be there in the next few months or so.
Oh God,
jeez.
Oh, okay. Oh, but I can't say that. But Judge is going to be a Met.
Did you hear what I said at the end of the show yesterday? By the way,
Aaron Judge, Met. No.
Did you hear how I ended the show yesterday?
I did not. I was on the train.
Oh my God! You missed an all-time take by me because I was talking about Buster Olney and the ESPN report saying that Ohtani's could be lured to the Mets, and I said we're gonna get Ohtani, we're gonna get Soto and Judge, we're gonna win every World Series in the 2020s.
Yep, money doesn't matter. Yep, that's what I forget that Steve Cohen owns the U.S. Treasury, but I want to talk. I don't know if because of course Leon Rose could not get in front of the media because he just does not do that. I don't know if you saw this press release they put out here, and it was posted on Instagram about 2 hours ago. And at the end of it, it said, "Our focus will remain to be strategic and thoughtful in our team building, doing it the right way while feeding off the momentum of the end of the last season and prioritizing our player development program."
Well, based on the momentum of last season, that's going downward. So this is a good start, Leon Rose.
That's the point. I understand you started playing the youth towards the end, but there was absolutely no momentum. Now, if you want to talk about starting the youth more, that's great. But, last night was a disaster. I think everyone can say that, unless they get Donovan Mitchell, which track record shows it's not going to happen. We're going to get – and I don't even know – because I have this weird feeling that what the Jazz are going to ask for is going to be a little too much out of the Knicks' price range. And they're going to end up getting Jalen Brunson, which is okay, but I get this weird suspicion they're going to overpay him by a lot because he's a point guard on the market. I mean, in terms of where he fits the team, I could see it like a Drew Holiday, not, fringe all-star, but they're going to pay him, like an actual like a top-of-the-line point guard. That's even if he signs with the Knicks. I know they're doing a lot to draw him to the Garden, but I don't like, after last night, how the upper management is going for the New York Knicks.
It almost seems to me like they're double dipping. We're trying to develop young talent. And like you said, Anthony, they didn't really start playing that young talent until very, very late in the season when they're out of it, when you could have done that all season long.
And I understand there has to be concessions made. To get Donovan Mitchell, you're going to need picks and some youth players. I understand that. But, the whole Kemba trade, I understand he got picks back, but it was, again, head-scratching move. He ends up, I wish Kemba would have worked out. It clearly didn't. But you're telling me there weren't other moves to be made around in terms of clearing cap? I mean, what was it, Kemba making $8 million or something like $8 or $10 million? Am I correct on that?
$8 million. Yeah.
$8 million. you're telling me that was like that's what you went with, a first rounder for Kemba? I mean, I just find that a little. I mean, either the last 2 years in terms of the draft, and I know last year the draft was decent. It was, we stole some, we found some talent here and there, but last 2 years things have been a little ass backwards, and I don't like it. And it's weird that the Rangers and the Knicks can't be good at the same time.
Never.
So
Never.
Unless the Rangers fall off a cliff, the Knicks are going to be horrible. So it's a seesaw. And I'll leave you off on this. A question: when do you think Leon Rose will be canned this year?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If Tibbs is still sticking around, and again, that's the main reason or the main problem I have with this team. It's not any of the moves, because they might have a plan. We don't know. It's that at the end of the day, Randall's still on this roster and Tibbs still coaching. If these two guys are still here, it's going to be the same exact thing as last year. So by the trade deadline, to answer your question, if it's still going to stay like this, right, Leon Rose is out the door.
And another thing, let's say you even do trade for Donovan Mitchell, which is great. Is he going to mesh with Tibbs' system? I do not think that can work out. I don't like the fit exactly. So, as much as I give credit to Thibodeau for turning things around and, the Knicks making the playoffs a couple, year or two ago, it just, you have that one coaching change to change the culture, and then you got to move on. And
right,
it's getting a little too stale, especially if you bring in the top tier shooting guard into the Garden with Tibbs. I don't think it's going to mesh. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a pessimist. But I'll leave you guys with that. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, absolutely, Anthony. Thanks for the call, bro. You know what's interesting? He brought up the Kemba Walker move, and that's where I wanted to go next. So after the Knicks traded away 11,
yep,
and they got 3 future first-round extremely conditional picks. They traded one of them to the Hornets for the 13th pick. That was Jalen Duren. And remember what I said about if the Pistons were going to trade Ivy, they want Duren in return. So in this case, my mind's on we're going to get Jaden Ivey. We got Detroit's guy. We're just going to make the deal. Yep. And then news comes out bit by bit by bit, which was the most annoying thing about yesterday.
That's every draft that happens, but now we're on the other side of it, so that's what it is.
It's like Woj and Shams tweeting information tweet by tweet by tweet. I'm like, bro, come on. So they're saying that the Knicks, the Hornets, the Pistons are in a 3-team deal. And I'm like, okay, this must be for Ivy. Nope. We're trading Kemba Walker. No, we're trading a first-round pick to get rid of Kemba Walker.
Yep.
And his $8 million. Now, if Kemba's making $20 million, I get it. Trade a first-round pick, get rid of that contract.
He really never did anything for the Knicks. Only thing,
triple-double on Christmas. I was in the house. Come on.
Yeah, whatever.
I say, besides that triple-double, the most memorable thing he did for this organization, you said 60-point triple-double?
No, on Christmas.
I said, the most memorable thing he did for the New York Knicks was that fit that he had with the do-rag, the Cardis, and the Dior jacket.
Yeah, come on now.
That was about it.
that was about it. He did represent New York while he was here, at the very least. But yeah, and we do that deal, but we do get a 2025 first-round pick that Detroit actually got back in the Jeremy Grant trade.
But isn't it protected?
That pick isn't protected, but it's all the way until 2025. So all in all, this is the best way I could sum it up. They traded 11 and 13 for 4 future first-round picks and cap space. Interesting. Confusing. Again, you
don't know what the full context is yet. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep saying that today. You don't know what everything behind the scenes is going on. If nothing's going on, I'm changing my basketball team. I'm done.
Anthony,
I'm quitting.
I really do. I can't watch
this will put me over the edge as a Knicks fan. I will quit if they do nothing this offseason.
What I said yesterday, I think Dub Nation over there in San Francisco might have some openings. I don't know.
Don't jump on that bandwagon. That's the biggest bandwagon fan base in the sport.
I can. I joke. I kid. Knicks is blood in, blood out. I already know it.
No, for all Knicks
I understand why Michael, flip-flops now. Not the Nets, but I understand why he changes it up.
I understand why any Knicks fan is really either questioning your fandom or questioning what the hell this team is doing. Because like you said, Gina, there must be another move after this. Is it Donovan Mitchell like Anthony mentioned? Is it DeJounte Murray, who's apparently on the trading block. And the Spurs are tanking. Like, the Spurs are, given their moves yesterday, I know for a fact they're tanking for a much better 2023 draft next year. But, like, so Mitchell, Murray, Brunson, like, are you getting two of those guys? Are you getting focused on one? Like, what's the plan here? I don't know.
At this point, for all Knicks fans, if you have any underlying conditions, I pray for you, because the Knicks want to put their fans in cardiac arrest. This is ridiculous. Why even... Yes, we know with the New York Knicks situation right now, they really don't have that point guard that plays the role of facilitating the ball, getting everything going, because the ball is run through the point guard, whether we like it or not. That's just today's game, right? You don't have a solid point guard. You have 3 potential guys, right? But do you even see a future all-star or a future franchise player in any of these potential moves? And that's the problem. There's no security no matter what route they take. This is self-sabotage at its finest.
It's weird, too, because, again, we'll come back after the 4 o'clock break and we'll talk more about Jalen Brunson and their plans with him, but is there even a guarantee that the Mavericks are just not going to re-sign Brunson? Like, is it just a lock that he's going to leave Dallas? What if we're doing all this for Jalen Brunson and he doesn't come here?
It's not a lock, but, they're trying everything. I believe they signed his father. They hired his father to the coaching staff.
Rick Brunson.
And then I'm seeing reports that they are possibly going to offer in the range of 4 years, $100 million.
For what?
Now, mind you, I believe Jordan Poole is commanding that same type of money right now on the market. It's kind of crazy. I'm like, Jalen Brunson had one good season. When I remember, because people forget, he played for Villanova, right? When he came out, it was him and Josh Hart. They came out around the same time, 1 year after each other. It was actually Josh Hart who was actually getting more coverage from the 2 guys from Villanova. Now it's just like 1 year, one good season, and this guy just jumps off the boards and is like, hey, we got to pay this guy whatever he wants to be to come to the Knicks point guard. We don't know how good he's going to be.
There's 3 things that I trust. I trust that Def will come at one point. I trust that, we got to pay taxes. I trust Villanova players. So I'm a big fan of Jalen Brunson, but it's just... and again, he'd be the best point guard we have in years.
I trust Villanova players to be steady and reliable, but I don't expect them to be stars. I don't expect them to go up and beyond their role. So that's why I'm like, is he the guy? He could possibly be that guy that's just like a sturdy, stable point guard until we possibly find a star point guard. You never know. But it's just like, what are we doing? Like you said, Jalen Brunson is not an all-star caliber player. He will never be an all-star player.
I don't know about never. There might be 1 year he makes it as a fringe. Again,
I don't see it.
He's steady and reliable. That is everything that typically Knicks point guards are not.
Look, right? Jordan Poole is literally asking for the same amount of money for us, because if they cleared up that cap space, they already have the money. If Jordan Poole's acting for the same, deal and sorts of money purposes, why not even try to look at him? You've already seen some of the things that he can lead to.
Let him go.
True.
Unless they're scared of the luxury tax.
The craziest thing about that is, you know what else Jordan Poole and Jalen Brunson have in common? Which is 1 good year.
True. That is. Hey, but at this point, being the Knicks, with the Knicks front office, I've seen more in Jordan Poole in 1 season than I have in Jalen Brunson. So whatever decision they make is going to be wrong at this point. No matter what, it's going to be wrong.
It just feels that way, unfortunately.
It does.
It's weird because I agree with you guys, but I disagree because I like Jalen Brunson as a player. I think he'd be a good fit here. I think the question is...
He's solid.
He's solid, but what is this team's timeline? We don't know. Are they going with the youth movement? Are they trying to win now? Are you middling? What is the point of bringing Brunson if we don't know?
It's very conflicting when we still have a guy like Julius Randle, and we don't know if the guys like Obi Toppin are actually going to get minutes this year. Now, obviously, we don't even know if Quigley is going to get minutes this year. Because we still have Derrick Rose, and if we get Jalen Brunson, he just goes, to 3rd on the depth chart?
And you see all the moves that the Knicks made last night for our draft. So they've given up a lot with the hopes of getting Jalen Brunson. With all that being said, can you really see this team building around him to be their franchise player?
Not a franchise player.
And also, what's the point?
I think that's going to go to RJ. As long as RJ's on the team, I feel like if we ever have a guy that's going to possibly make the All-Star team, it's probably going to be RJ.
I agree. Like, he's the guy, given last year, they need to build around. Which leads to my question. Why is Julius Randle still here?
Campbell was traded, but he wasn't. That's what really shocked me.
But you know the funny thing when I said RJ Barrett's the guy? So if we get Jalen Brunson, is he the guy behind the guy?
Well, he was behind Luka, so
I don't
works.
know. Stop asking me questions. I don't know, man.
Nobody knows. That's what last night is showing us.
I don't know. I wish I knew, bro.
He wasn't even the number.
I wish I knew.
He wasn't even the number 2 in Dallas. I believe that was what, Tim Hardaway. I mean,
before he got hurt,
Dinwiddie. Honestly,
Brunson,
when he got there,
Brunson was clearly the number 2 towards the end of the season.
No, in the
playoffs, yes, undisputed in the playoffs. But again. And I trust that he'll continue to improve because he's a Jay Wright guy, Villanova. But again,
not always. Not always. Look at a guy like Josh Hart. Like I said, these guys kind of have a plateau where they can reach. They have a ceiling.
Yeah.
And most of their ceiling isn't that high. About to get you about 15 points. I say 15, 14 points per game, probably something like that. Nothing that you see from these guys like Cole Anthony, the Foxes, the guys like LaMelo, the guys like Jalen Green, guys like...
We're not trading for LaMelo Ball.
No. For some strange reason, as much as me being a New York Giants fan and I could always clown on Dallas, you know what people in Dallas could always clown on me about? The Knicks being the Dallas Cowboys of New York. In the sense that anytime you think that something good could possibly happen, they never do it. The last time they did something right was get Carmelo. And before that, the last time they did something right before that, I don't know when. Because Amari was not a good decision when you was like this. That was the only backup that you could possibly have when you possibly had LeBron in the cut. But yeah, you couldn't get the deal done. See, the Knicks is that team that gives you hopes up. Like, maybe this is our year. We're the Dallas Cowboy fans that always say, next year is our year.
Don't say that. You're driving the stake through my heart right now. Don't say that.
Just go to break, Josh. Just go to break, please.
Well,
please.
Yes, it's happened. The Knicks have finally raised my blood pressure. It's happened.
You've been cool about this until now.
Until now. Because I don't know. I'm confused. I know you're confused. Whatever. We'll come back after the break. We'll try to break it down for you as best we can. WHPC Sports Talk. Back after this.
This show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by The Irish Poet, a restaurant and bar located at 1891 Wanto Avenue in Wanto. Our motto is, you come as a stranger but leave as a friend. Hi, I'm Mike McNeff. I'm one of the owners of The Irish Poet. Our menu includes appetizers, burgers, tacos, and Irish favorites like fish and chips, shepherd's pie, and Irish spring rolls. We also provide a kids menu. Our banquet room can cater for events up to 70 people, or you can catch all the games on one of our 20 TVs. More information is available at 516-588-1891 or on our website, theirishpoetny.com.
This show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by Vivian Leonard, a licensed real estate agent with Daniel Gale Sotheby's International Realty. Vivian Leonard can help you sell or find your new home across all of Nassau County. For more information, contact Vivian Leonard at 516-330-0968. That's 516-330-0968 or vivianleonard.danielgale.com.
It's our golden anniversary.
So, what did you get us? Gold earrings?
A gold necklace?
Or just a good old-fashioned gold bar?
We're not picky.
Thanks for 50 fabulous years of radio at Nassau Community College.
The voice of Nassau Community College.
This is the award-winning 90.3 WHPC HD Garden City.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Play WHPC.
And available on Odyssey, TuneIn, iHeart, and on the WHPC app.
90.3 WHPC.
Lopez wants it away. And it's hit deep to left center. Andrew Jones on the run. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza, and the Mets lead 3-2. Beto behind the net. Sweeps it in front. He's gone! Beto! Stefan Beto! And the Rangers have one more hell of a time, baby! But it's moved Vancouver! Anthony for three. Puts it in! Knicks by one with 8.2 remaining!
Joe Namath, number 12, has been the one big sidelight. He's come down here and he says the Jets are going to win. In fact, he doesn't even predict it. He says, I guarantee a Jet victory.
His first at-bat of the game. There's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone has hit a home run. The Yankees go to the World Series.
This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Come on.
All right, deep breaths were taken. We're back. Who's WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. That's what you're listening to right now. Once again, Matt Leonard, Kory David, Gina Halstead, joined by Joshua Umahi. That's me. You can get a little bit of this, you can get a little bit of that. That's what the Knicks are doing because we don't know. They don't really have a concrete plan. Like,
when did they ever do, Josh? When did they ever do?
And to that point, Gina, to kind of transition into the Knicks and the teams that were up against last night. Let me tell you something. The Pistons and the Kings, like two moribund type, can't do anything right franchises, they completely outdid the Knicks last night. Let me tell you something, because the Kings, all the rumors were like they're going to trade the fourth pick. We're going to listen to offers. If somebody wants Ivy, you can come up and get him. They knew they wanted Keegan Murray all along, so they pretty much played the media like a piano and took their guy and didn't think twice about it. And then the Pistons, it's a sad day.
I honestly going to say the Pistons won the draft.
They absolutely.
They crushed it. You got Cade. You got Cade as big man. You got Ivy, who could be a rotational player, or he could be that second guy. I don't see them doing anything with Killian Hayes. I think Killian Hayes' time is almost done in Detroit.
He'll be a backup point guard for them. Nothing crazy.
But yeah, they crushed the draft. OKC, I can see. I actually like the pick. I don't know why.
Chet?
I like Chet to OKC because you got SGA, you got Lou Dort, you got Poco, and then now imagine this: you got two 7-foot, no, not just two 7-footers, 2-7-1, 2-7-2 guys that can dribble like guards and can shoot.
Yeah, if everything goes right, and I do like the coaching staff and kind of the front office there, it could be really scary over some years because they're not going to be good this year. No. But over time, what did you guys think about? Because on the show yesterday, Woj tweeted it was going to be Jabari Smith 1.
Wrong.
Chet 2. Which was
That's right.
Correct.
He switched around Jabari Smith and Paolo.
But he didn't switch around with all the trade buzz wasn't until half an hour before draft time.
And it's weird, too, because did the Magic know they were going Paolo all along?
According to what he said in the interview, I watched SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt last night, and he interviewed Banchero, and he was like, well, it was a bit shocking to me because he didn't do any of the workouts for the Magic. He did the pre-draft, the Zoom calls, the interviews, and all that, but he didn't work out for the Magic at all. That's really weird.
That reminds me of when listen, I was a Knicks fan. I'm sorry I'm bringing it up, but the Steph Curry thing, he didn't do any workouts for the Warriors. He said pretty much him and his dad, I want to be in New York. Warriors took him anyway. That's how it works sometimes in the draft.
I think that you look at a guy like Paolo and you see, especially with the Magic. They took the best player available. Mm-hmm. I'm necessarily not sure how that's going to work out for them because they have a bunch of big guys already. You still have Bobo. You have what's the guy name? Jonathan Williams? No, Jonathan Isaac.
Yes.
You still have Jonathan Isaac.
When's the last time he played a damn game, by the way?
Oh, he's injury. Always injury prone, but we'll stand in the right moment.
Did you see the? Did you? Oh my God! Did you see the player comp for Banchero last night?
No, I didn't.
They called him Michael Beasley. And I'm like, why would you compare a first overall pick to Michael Beasley?
Michael Beasley was he the second overall or first? He was
but look at how that turned out for him. Like, why would you compare a first overall pick to that guy?
He was just a guy who had a lot of trouble. But people will always say this. You could even ask most players in the league. Michael Beasley is a killer on the court.
Bro, he's a hooper. And to that point, I'm smiling because Matt brought him up. We always have that guy athlete in any sport who was like, if he just had a chance.
Yeah,
no. If he just smart enough, because look, you gotta understand, Michael Beasley has been in China, has been out the league, and yet teams still bring him back. Like he always have like a couple of games, like 10 or 15 games where it's like, yo, this guy could be something, and then it just goes to crap.
Weird guy. Do you remember the Taylor Rooks interview he did? Who also does a breathtaking job, by the way. I must say.
Beautiful job.
Beautiful job. But he was like, "Oh, people only use 10% of their brain. I use like 90% of my brain."
Yeah, I feel like 90% of his brain was flooded with drugs when he said that.
People just think he's weird. But my favorite Michael Beasley quote was, "I'm your favorite player's favorite player."
That was him?
Yes.
That was J.R. Smith.
No, that was Beasley.
I would believe J.R. Smith said that too. That's why I believed that.
No. It was Beasley. He said that in his I want to say one of his first interviews as a Knick.
Oh my goodness.
But that was an interesting time for the Knicks when he was there. Oh God.
Oh boy.
But he was look, he was one of the few big guys that I know actually could social up on the court and had them handles, just because he comes from that DC area and he grew up with Kevin Durant. So he was one of them guys that he fell into basketball. He didn't really have a love for it. He was just one of them guys that was always good.
Another reason I don't get why Banchero was picked first overall is because I saw that Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Suggs, who's also on the Magic, were high school teammates. I didn't know that till last night.
Yeah, I seen somebody said that. I was like, they would automatically already have chemistry.
Yes.
And I'm like, it didn't make sense.
It's like your young guard with your big man that's coming in as a rookie. That would be amazing. I don't know why they didn't. They screwed up. They screwed up. That's what it is. Banchero's going to be good. I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But I think just Holmgren would have been the better pick for that. I don't even believe in him as an NBA player. I just think with the chemistry and all, that would have been better.
And with the chemistry and his potential is probably the greatest out of anybody in this draft. You gotta say that.
I don't know about that.
But you already know the Magic's gonna Magic, regardless. They're gonna pick a big guy. He might be good. He might not be. But if he is any type of good, he's probably gonna wind up a Lake in 5 years.
They still in that Shaq and Dwight Howard era. I'm like, let it go and start a true rebuilding team.
They're trying.
They have something.
They're good young players, but it doesn't work.
They have something, and I feel like OKC has something as well. They have every pick until like 2028.
I think what OKC is building way better than Magic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, somebody, Nick, I forgot who said it this morning, right? And they said it. All right, so if Kyrie wanted to leave the Nets, right?
Right.
And then KD would say, you know what, I want to go, right? People always say, KD's path and LeBron's path is somewhat similar. The only difference between LeBron's path and KD's path is the fact he didn't have that homecoming. Can you imagine if KD goes back to OKC and actually leads those young guys to doing something?
I wouldn't call that a homecoming for him.
So
that's his team.
No, I know, but I don't know if they want him there. They loved LeBron in Cleveland. They loved Durant too. When he left, they were more mad than when LeBron left.
Corey, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie.
I would say yes.
They
left for the Warriors.
They literally burned jerseys. The owner for the Cavaliers literally said he wrote a letter, basically putting a curse on LeBron. You will never win a ring before we do. I was like, that was loud.
Corey, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hate where you were going with that, but you really think OKC is gonna blow up their blatant money laundering scheme to bring in Kevin Durant? You think they're gonna blow that up?
Look,
money laundering scheme.
They can literally throw probably 10 first round draft picks at them.
That's true.
Yo,
they can sell 30 more.
That's what the Knicks is trying to do. They're trying to be the new Thunder.
No, stop. I don't want.
You can't be the Thunder. The Thunder literally. I don't know how you get that many picks. I don't know. Look. You know who it reminds me of? The Boston Celtics a couple years back when they had all those first round picks just stored up and didn't use any of them. And then when they finally used them, they didn't amount to anything.
Traded them for Kyrie Irving.
People value these draft picks. I mean,
yeah,
banking on somebody who's in sixth grade right now.
Yeah, he's gonna be our franchise player one day.
Speaking of the Thunder, did you see the post ESPN put out about the Thunder's new big three?
Oh, Lord.
It's like Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Josh Giddey are the new Thunder, big three. And people are like, are you serious?
Oh, I forgot all about Josh Giddey.
People are saying, are you serious right now?
No, it's like, time out. I ain't gonna lie.
He's a good player, but I wouldn't call it a big three.
I'm not gonna call it a big three, but now that I actually think about it, they have one of the most solid young groups in the league right now.
I agree.
With Shea, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, and I'm not even sure you could actually do something that not too many teams can actually do. Rotate your starting players between point guard and shooting guard. Because sometimes Shea can play point, sometimes Giddey can play point. Because we've seen he has that capability to be a top-notch facilitator at 6'8", 6'9", something like that.
Didn't he win the skills contest, something with the All-Star break?
I think so. But then you also got to remember he had like multiple triple-doubles. And I think that he's the youngest player to ever have a triple-double.
He's like the youngest, the second youngest, and the third youngest, all on that list. He's 1, 2, and 3.
Against the Knicks.
Oh, he
holds the top 3 spots on that list. He obviously gets older, but still, he's the youngest 3 different times.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
To your point first, Matt, public service announcement. Just because you have 3 all right players does not make it a big 3. Can we just stop that?
Yeah.
Stop that talk.
Like, people were talking about the Cavs' big 3 last year with Darius Garland and Jared Allen. I don't even know who the third one was, how bad it was.
Mobley? Was it Mobley?
Mobley, that's right, yes.
Did you see what they did?
What'd they do?
They went the Cavs went double Mobley's last year.
Yes!
You have one good one. Why not try to,
can we talk about Nikola Jovic?
Yes.
Him and Nikola Jokic is both from Slovenia.
I know, they're Serbia, right?
Serbia.
Yeah.
Serbia, I think.
Serbia.
Serbia.
Luka's from Slovenia. Both the Jokic and Jovic. Again, Jokic. Jovic, same first name. They're both in the league now.
I'm not gonna lie.
Surely that will not get confused.
In the great words of Shaq, anybody with the last name Vitch, it's always gonna be a great shooter. You almost get. Look, I know it sounds weird, but like Sasha Popovich.
I know I'm trying to say.
There's who else? Petrovic,
Radmanovic,
Bogdanovic. We can just keep doing
both
this.
of them.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
The battle of the Vitches.
There you go.
Vitches.
99 problem, but a Vitch ain't one.
I know I'm trying to stay on topic here, but so I'm bored yesterday. I'm going on YouTube and I'm watching this Charles Barkley Inside the NBA compilation.
Oh, please.
Oh, my God.
Which one is it? The one with San Antonio? I watched 8 minutes of that once.
Yeah, it was.
Was that it?
He had the San Antonio bit in there.
I'm talking about, I watched that bit go on for 8 minutes of a compilation. Just that. I watched that. Sent to Gina. And it is the funniest thing I've seen in like a while. And it's the same 2 jokes he tells over and over again.
But it hits every single time. I'm like, yo.
Joe Rose.
You can't keep getting away with this.
But but speaking of the draft, continuing it, I like the Jabari Smith. I like the Jabari Smith pick for the Houston Rockets. I think him and Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. They can do something down in Houston. And then I was watching Twitter. I seen Twitter last night, and they said the Houston strippers welcoming Jabari Smith to Houston.
Oh my God!
Good. They were talking about the cheerleaders, weren't they?
Look. No.
Wow.
The actual strippers.
Oh my!
I'm telling you, somebody gonna take on that James Harden mantle one day. His jersey's hanging in the rafters in certain locations. Literally.
This show's going down like a curious path.
Yeah.
Gina, you're lucky you're not on camera, by the way.
But I honestly, but to me, the most interesting pick out of like the whole entire night, which led to a lot of things, was that 13 pick. Because it shaped 3 franchises almost. That 13 pick of Jalen Duren. Just being a guy who I think he's a very athletic center, but I think him being traded to like picked on 3 teams.
Yeah.
I feel like he got to the right destination in Detroit. They have a solid squad. The Knicks obviously didn't get that much out of it. We just managed to get our cap space down, but Charlotte didn't get anything. Basically, they got a bunch of picks that probably are going to be useless towards them. They didn't get any money off their books, really, and you still have to sign a guy like Miles Bridges. So we don't know what's going to be with that. That he might be hard to sign.
Yeah.
You still have Gordon Hayward and Mason Plumlee still on your team, and you might not even be getting D'Antoni as a coach. You might be getting Steve Clifford, the guy who you fired 3 years ago.
Are we even sure Michael Jordan was actually caring about the draft? Did he even know that the draft took place?
Does Michael Jordan know he owns a team?
Maybe he was just at the casino with like a pint of Henny just.
Come on. That more faith in Mike.
At this point, he better come out of retirement.
You know why I don't. You already know why I don't have a problem with any of the any of the decisions that they make right now.
Yes, I know. You want LaMelo Ball.
It will be the downfall
of the theme of the show.
It will be the downfall of their team.
Yeah.
But just to talk about some other teams, you got OKC who managed to get.
They had 3 guys last night? 2, 3?
They got our pick Osam Ding?
Jang. It's pronounced Jang.
Yeah.
I don't get that, but it's spelled like Lou Dang.
Luol Deng. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, what?
Exactly, but it's pronounced Jang.
Corey,
they said Jang, and I saw him, and I was like, that's not a Jang.
To your point about OKC being a young, developmental team, you see a lot of that with the Pistons now, the Magic. These guys, they have these young players that you can see really being developmental players and improving over the years. They just had that one missing piece, and I think it's a vet. These teams need at least one good vet to come in and kind of just get these guys transitioned faster into the NBA play style.
As long as it ain't Kevin.
Don't say Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
okay.
But the thing is though, can we be honest? I'm not gonna lie. Most of the outside of I want to say the top 15 picks, the rest of the draft wasn't that good. The only thing that was noteworthy out of everything else was 4 or 5 Duke players picked in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
But I was hoping for a lot of trades, to see a lot of action like that, because you got guys like John Collins, who's trying to get out of Atlanta. They said he's completely done, regardless of the trade.
Who are you as John Collins to be demanding a trade?
And why are you demanding a trade from Atlanta? By the way, they're coming up. I wouldn't want to leave Trae Young as your John Collins.
NBA players are weird, bro.
Kyrie Irving wants to leave Kevin Durant, so I don't know what's going on.
He's already had problems with Trae Young, the season before. He already mentioned he doesn't like the way we play and everything like that.
How does he want to play? He gets him wide open lobs.
Yeah, he's like, I don't like that Trae Young lets me score and passes the ball to me all the time.
I don't like that he
and scores 30 points a night.
Come on now.
I don't like that.
Buckets he'll ever see in his life. He doesn't like the way they play. Give me a break.
Yeah, they do that and then lose within the first series
if
of the
they
playoffs.
Make it.
If they make it.
I mean, they had that one magical season. That one lucky magical season. Every team but the Knicks somehow has that one magical season.
And the Knicks' magical season was when Melo won us the playoff series. That was the magic.
Yeah.
That was the magical season. That was it.
Oh yeah, we got to hang.
That was the one.
Hang up a banner in Madison Square Garden for that.
We won a playoff series in the last 20 years.
Beat the Celtics in the playoffs.
I'd be okay with that. I would endorse that banner.
And then we have one of the biggest. We still have one of the biggest what ifs. What if Amari doesn't mess his hand up against that?
No, don't give me the what ifs. I don't like what ifs in Knicks history. What if the Knicks got John Morant? There's so many.
So many, and I don't want to go down that road.
No.
I have a hot take for y'all. I'm gonna stand up for this one.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be hot.
For those watching on Facebook Live, I can confirm Josh did stand up. Looks like he got shorter, but he stood up.
I hit the Tory Lanez same height when I stood up. Yep. For everyone listening, yes, I'm very short, but that's not the hot take. The hot take is that the Knicks, the Nets, and I know the Nets have KD and Kyrie, they both just need to, and it pains me as a basketball fan in New York, blow it up, man.
The Knicks need to blow it up?
They both need to go full youth movement.
What do you think the Knicks are doing?
They're middling. They don't know what they're doing.
We don't know what they're doing, Matt, at this point.
Yeah.
The Knicks should fire Tibbs, trade Randall, trade all the vets. I don't care what you have to do.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah,
I thought you would trade everybody. I was like, do you think Toppin, Barrett, quickly? That's not youth movement?
He wants to go full nuclear youth movement. Everybody
gotta go.
So get rid of anybody over 30 and get draft picks or young players.
No, I'm talking about from the trainers to the janitor. They got to get them out. Get them out. Get them out. They gotta go.
I wasn't going that extreme, but that might be a good idea.
I just want to get Tibbs in his old thinking ways. Like if he maybe he'll prove me wrong this season. Maybe he will let the young guys rock this year. But I just don't want to see a situation where it's like Julius Randle's bringing the ball up again. He's our super point guard.
I am more afraid of seeing a Derrick Rose in Chicago situation with Tibbs, where one of our young guys gets a horrible injury when he overplays them, when he's told, play the youth. And they're like, play RJ for 48 minutes.
By the way, RJ Barrett, top 5 in minutes played last season. So
I know, but I'm saying watch RJ average 40 minutes a game again, and something happened. I'm just saying, it could happen. I don't know. I don't want that to happen. I really don't want that to happen.
Mm-hmm. Y'all know where I stand on the Knicks, and we'll get to the Nets a little bit. But the Knicks, they just, I've been said, either one of Tibbs or Randall cannot be here by the time the opening tip-off comes. And again, they have all these draft picks. Maybe Randall goes in a superstar deal. I don't know. but you didn't fire Tibbs. That cut my hope for this team in half. And
the other hope is lying on Randall. Leaving.
And the thing with Brunson is one of the things my friends was trying to sell me on yesterday was, maybe if you get an actual point guard in there, Randall will play different. I'm like, no.
That's so false.
No.
Randall will try to be the point guard even if Brunson's on the floor. Randall's going to spin around somebody, get the ball stolen.
Easy fast break.
Yeah.
And it's not like we had bad point guards last season. We had Derrick Rose when he played. He
was fantastic.
Yes.
He was that legit point guard. I wouldn't say legit, but he was good enough.
He definitely got
in terms of distributing, he was good enough that Randall would have played better if that statement is true.
We had Derrick Rose, Quickly, McBride.
I don't trust Quickly to distribute the ball.
I don't know, but
he's a good two.
He's a scorer.
Yeah.
Regardless, he's still growing as a player.
That's true. He's young.
I know it's annoying that a lot of the stuff with the Knicks is wait and see, but we do have to wait and see on Quickly.
If you think about it, the Knicks didn't get anybody in the first round last night, but they got 2 last year. So, it kind of evens out.
And again,
that made me feel a little better. I realized that just now.
It's like the painful cycle as a Knicks fan. You're let down.
The life cycle of being a Knicks fan. Is what
you're
it
let
is.
down. You're looking for silver linings, like you just said.
Yeah,
but
I'm looking for any excuse to try and not kill Leon Rose. Is what I'm doing.
And again, that statement that Anthony brought up in the first block.
Yeah,
that nice, pretty statement that the Knicks put out.
Yep.
It's like. You put that statement out because you know for a fact.
You know people are coming for your head.
You know Knicks fans want to burn you at the stake, my guy.
Yeah.
You know that. That's why you're doing that.
Oh God! Did you see Stephen A. and Spike Lee last night? They were like hugging it out. They're consoling each other. Like it'll be okay.
I sent the screenshot. I was like, "This is how all of us are feeling at home. It's ridiculous."
The 2 most fraudiest Knicks fans I've ever seen in my life.
Spike is real.
Spike Lee was in it.
Spike is real.
Take it, okay, you got to get that man his flowers. He was there.
I don't like the idea of Spike Lee going to a Nets playoff game and wearing a Brooklyn. I get he's from Brooklyn. I get that. I just don't like the optics.
Because the Knicks don't treat him well
at all. He was all up in Reggie Miller's face during that dynasty. Come on,
I think Spike Lee is a bigger Knicks fan than Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith is a fake, nut, bro.
Is a fake. He's the fakest.
Fake Knicks fan, bro.
He's the
fakest I've ever seen in my life.
Fakest Knicks fan I know. Because look, you go like this, right? He got on his knees and was crying like he was basically doing something kind of important where he's like, "Oh, the Knicks are horrible." You're the same guy who just said, "I would trade everybody for Russell Westbrook."
Like, bro, he's like,
you said those words came out his mouth.
It's like he's playing a bit. That's all he's doing. He's playing a bit. Like
that's what he does. Like I would love to see him. He would never show it to a fan. But I'd love to see him off the camera.
Somebody said this.
Honestly?
Somebody said this, and I'm like, like a conspiracy theory. Because you know how it always seemed like Max was always like kind of dumping on the Knicks a little bit. Some people said that he was just doing that to mess with Stephen A. because he knew Stephen A. was a fake fan and that Max was a real fan.
If that's true, I give Max so much credit now.
It's just there's
he's dumb.
There's no good Knicks fan representation in the media.
Oh, but I did want to show you this. Look who was removed from the ticket.
Oh, that's been out for a while.
What happened?
The Kyrie Irving removed from the Nets season ticket thing.
Oh yeah,
that's been out forever.
We've been seeing that.
It's been like a month or two now.
I just seen that. I'm like,
oh, that's been a long time out. Yeah,
wow.
That's crazy.
Yep, he's goner. He's a goner.
Yeah.
Is KD in there?
KD was in there.
Oh no, he's out. You're saying?
No. KD was in there, and Ben Simmons was in there.
Okay, KD's in there. Okay,
the only person who wasn't in it was
he. I don't think he's gonna be a net. I think it's a silent trade. He just goes. He'd be stupid to just leave, I think.
But you know why I don't like that? It's because I see what the media is doing. They're forcing him to
They're not
to
forcing
LA.
him to do anything.
No. It's like they're kind of pushing him towards LA.
There are some guys I want to.
Kyrie Irving is the most Los Angeles basketball player I've ever seen.
He is. But listen, the way the media is doing it is when you see the people that's been bashing him the entire year, but then when they talk about, oh, he'd be such a good fit in LA, and they give him so many compliments when they talking about him in LA, but then they dump on any other team that he possibly go. He couldn't possibly fit on Miami. He couldn't possibly fit with the Clippers. They have nothing to offer.
He'd be great with the Clippers, but you're right. They have no trade pieces.
I'm like the Lakers don't have anything to trade unless he's going to take. Unless they're not trading Anthony Davis.
We were talking about it on Tuesday.
Unless Kyrie is going to take the mid-level exception, take significant decrease in his salary, which I highly doubt he's going to do.
No.
I think he needs to.
We all know that.
I think he needs to. I mean, you saw, as far as not only just this season alone, I remember reading the stat where it was like 7 of the 11 seasons that Kyrie Irving has played in the league, he hasn't played more than like 60 games.
Yeah,
it's just the half effort there. So if he wants to go to a championship contending team with him, he would be a great asset to the Lakers. You know, Russell Westbrook was supposed to be their prime point guard, and look how that turned out. With a renewal of Irving and James, with all their other depth pieces that they have, they could possibly make it to the playoffs next year, but he's going to have to take that pay cut if he wants to go to the Lakers.
I got 2 questions for y'all. First off, what do you guys think of do you think the Nets are just in a position where forget all this KD and Kyrie stuff? We just need to maybe give the keys. It's going to sound funny, but give the keys to Ben Simmons. Let Steve Nash.
I'm a Knicks fan. Give him to him.
Hear me out, Kory.
Give it to him.
Hear me out. Let Steve Nash develop as a coach and, start the process over again? Or do you just continue with this KD, Kyrie running the franchise clown show?
My issue with what you said, sorry, Kory, give me a second. My issue with what you said just now is, I'll be quick with this.
Yeah.
When you said Steve Nash has to develop as a coach, that's why I wouldn't give the keys to a guy like Ben Simmons. You don't know what the hell's going to happen. Your coach isn't a bona fide coach yet.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's an NBA Hall of Famer. Maybe he can become a great coach, whatever. He's very new to this. I would not give Ben Simmons the keys if Steve Nash is my coach. No way.
Why not? Look at the play style. Ben Simmons can be a very good facilitator. He's not one of a shooter, and you have Steve Nash.
It's the lack of experience. It's the only thing I'm saying.
You give Ben Simmons the keys. You fumble them, then put them in, and the car don't start. So
Ben Simmons will put the wrong key in and go, "Why isn't this working?" Like.
It just don't work. I think you blow it up and you try to get as much as you possibly can for all 3 guys, because I feel like there's a team that you can sucker in, and I think you can possibly try to, if you say, okay, boom, trade Ben to probably Indiana, you could probably get a guy, Brogdon, Buddy Hield, and maybe some good actual draft picks, because that they're not going to that the Pacers aren't going to be good, so their pick is going to be good.
Do you want to hear some news I just read on Bleacher Report?
Uh-oh.
So the Bleacher Report sent me a notification. Some of their NBA guys are going live discussing KD and Kyrie landing spots. And then it says, Knicks fans, you're going to want to tune into this. And I'm like, please.
No, they just kick us when we're down. This is all it's come to.
Now, do we want to... Is it must listen because I want to laugh at the Nets, or
no?
Actually try to push Kyrie
they're live right now. I don't want to click on it and put them on our show. But
that's true. Good point.
It's not an article. It's like a live thing.
Hey man, listen. However the Nets' downfall happens, I'm shameless. I'm a miserable Knicks fan. I need it.
Yeah.
I root for other people's misery on this show. We got a caller. Caller, you're on WHPC Sports Talk. What's going on?
Call back, 516-572-7440. Please call back.
So, do you guys think that that was a prank, or did he just get?
No, that was this perfectly timed hang up. That's what that was. Like, you pressed the button at the right time, they just hung up the phone.
Maybe he just got the wrong number, and he was like, "Oh,
I don't know."
He could have.
Oh, there you go.
There he is. Let's try that again, caller. You are on WHPC Sports Talk. Who are you, and what's going on?
Let's try that again, caller.
That was you on the phone there. I don't know what happened there. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. we move.
We move.
How'd you call us?
Wait a second. I know. Wait, that was a team's catchphrase, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who?
Or we hear or something.
I forgot.
We moved.
No, we moved. Was that? I want to say it was like LeBron or something like that, right?
Oh boy,
it probably was.
Yeah, it sounds like a LeBron thing to say.
Hear.
I can see LeBron tweeting just "we move" like just that. Like all caps with a rocket ship emoji saying "strive for greatness." Like
strive for greatness.
That's his thing. Hashtag strive for greatness. Rocket ship. Like that's LeBron's thing.
The Lakers are in so much turmoil right now that we don't even know. Like it seems like the teams on the East Coast and the West Coast are doing so horribly, and the teams that's in the middle right now are the teams that's had success. We're gonna try this one more again.
One more again.
One more go.
One more again.
Kory, they say third time's a charm now.
Let's see.
Caller, you know what show it is by now. What's up?
Nope.
Okay.
We tried, my guy. We tried.
4 times
We
a charm?
tried.
Anthony, stop calling us and hanging up, man.
No, I don't think that's Anthony.
I don't think it's Anthony either.
Well, I think this is a good moment to remind everybody that you are listening to WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Wild show, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't even getting to baseball yet.
Not yet. That will come. We got a lot to talk about.
We got a lot actually to be happy about.
Yes, but it's a lot of misery in my life, Kory. You know what I do when I'm miserable? I make everybody else miserable.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think Leon Rose has the same philosophy in his life.
Do you know that meme of like Leon Rose asleep?
Did I just show you that?
Yeah, he did.
It's like Leon Rose asleep and Michael Jordan at the casinos. That's what team builders are doing.
I love that picture of Michael Jordan where he's like high out of his mind and his eyes are red and he's like smiling all weird. I love that picture of Michael Jordan. I don't know why. It's better than the crying Jordan for me. That one's better.
Bro, which one? Because there's a lot of...
No, the one.
You know the one where he's like his eyes kind of yellow and he's just like this with a cigar?
Yeah, the one like that. Yeah.
Bro, Michael Jordan. He's like you would think he's the cool owner to play for, but
God, have you seen him at the games? Have you seen the videos of him at the games?
Did you see the video of him with the kids? It was like this. The kids was like pulled up to a parking lot. It was like, Michael Jordan, can we get a picture of LaMelo?
Where he at? Bring him out.
I was like,
Yo, Mike, where's LaMelo?
How Gen Z of you.
And then it's like this. Then they asked, can we get a picture? He's like, no.
You gonna ask me where LaMelo and then you want a picture?
I feel like he would have said no if they asked for him first. He'd be like, I'm good.
No, did you see like in the video? It seemed like he was waving them to move their cameras down because he didn't want to be like video.
You know that famous meme.
The crying Jordan?
No. It's kind of gray and it says, them kids.
Oh, I was thinking that, yeah. Like I was thinking,
them
just
kids.
Love them kids.
Love them.
Love me, them kids. That's got to be clipped. Oh, God.
Yeah, I was like this.
Oh, boy.
I was like, wait, time out. That didn't come out.
Yep.
Oh, God, what'd I just do?
We've had a few regrettable moments on today.
I never had one till that moment right there. I never had a clip till that. Oh, that's a bad one. You know, Josh, Facebook Live keeps everything.
Yes.
I'm not even joking.
All right, listen. It's going to be must-watch for a lot of y'all. If y'all driving right now on the radio, catch us on the radio. Make sure you tune into that Facebook Live. We got a few surprises for you. Baseball? What do you guys
think? Let's do it.
Let's to Kory's
I want to start with the Yankees.
Yeah, let's start with some positivity.
Not even that. I want to start with the fact that Justin Verlander's pitching on Amazon Prime tonight, and that's hilarious. This is like one of the biggest matchups of the year for the Yankees. There's a huge matchup with the Astros. After the quality of last night's game, you're putting them on Amazon Prime. I know it's pre-scheduled, but what the hell?
It's pretty silly, and we knew this was going to happen multiple times when this... I almost went there again with the language, but this TV deal was announced. Like... It's just, again, I get that these companies are trying to make money, especially Amazon, Apple, but we knew this was going to happen. And this is Verlander and Severino.
Yeah.
Huge game. Mm-hmm. Two best teams in the American League. Mm-hmm. Prime Video. Pay $9.99 for it. Cool.
I have Prime Video. I'm still not going to watch it, but yeah.
I said I was going to start with positivity, and I immediately went negative.
No, I went with the negative. That's my fault. But I just think it's funny that, like, you know, the streaming services are ruining baseball, and they're trying to save baseball, get it to the younger audience. I get the younger audience watches on streaming services. They don't want to watch baseball on there.
No.
They're not for live TV. It's not what they're made for. They want to watch reruns of, like, Friends and all that, like, on the streaming service. They want to watch movies they haven't seen in 20 years.
You're absolutely right. They want to watch The Boys.
Yeah, who wants to watch baseball live on a streaming service? Why?
It's all so stupid.
The Peacock thing is terrible. Don't get me started there.
That's the worst of the worst, right?
That is. And why would you put it on at 11 in the morning?
Rob Manfred's MLB.
Whose idea was that? Like, I wonder, do they do those games on the West Coast too? Is it 8 o'clock in the morning? Could you imagine going to the ballpark and having to be there at 7:30 in the morning?
It's all so stupid.
I hate when I have to be here at 7 in the morning. I would not want to drive to Queens for 7:30.
No. Hell,
I mean, that won't affect us. We're on the East Coast, but I really wonder if they have West Coast Peacock games, because then it's 8 in the morning.
It's like when football teams go to London and they have
they had 9:30 start time.
That's rough. That's rough.
When the Jets went to London, I was like, I'm not even a Jets fan. I watched some of their games, but I'm like, I'm not going to watch this. The Packers are in London against the Giants this year.
Really?
Yes. I am gonna. It's gonna be on national TV. But I don't know what to do. I don't want to wake up and watch football at 9:30 on a Sunday.
No, Sunday's my sleep-in day.
Yeah,
so.
Sunday. Why am I waking? Maybe I'll catch the second half at like 11.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, given how we think the Packers, and let me not say that about the Giants.
You can say it.
They're on the upswing, but maybe
the Packers are going to kill them.
The
in that
Packers
game.
will be up by like 25 at half.
Oh wow!
You kidding? Just see like easily.
Corey's awfully quiet.
What?
You didn't hear what he said?
What?
He said in that Packers-Giants matchup, the Packers. He said maybe you could watch the second half when the Packers are up 25. That's what Josh said, not me. I didn't say that.
The face.
Bro, you know what type of year it's going to be. Next year's y'all year. You know what year this year's going to be.
I know a Saints fan ain't talking.
What you mean?
Oh, stop.
I know y'all not talking with Jameis Winston at the helm.
I'd rather have him and Daniel Jones.
Mr. Crab Legs.
Now the Daniel
we're getting into
Jones-
football. We're just doing it.
You
We're
gonna
just
let him
getting
talk
into
about your
football.
Saints like that? That would be
I ain't
me.
gonna let
I'd rather have Jameis Winston than Daniel Jones every single day.
Exactly. I know the Daniel Jones.
I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure.
I'll take Jameis coming off the ACL injury over Daniel Jones right now.
Y'all have a cluster mess down in New Orleans. Outside of you don't know
Cluster mess.
Look.
Cluster mess.
You don't know
I love that term.
You don't know if Michael Thompson's gonna play this shit.
Cluster function.
And if he wants to play this shit, if he don't request a trade, you have Jarvis Landry, who has been injured and nicked up a bunch since the last 2 years. You might have Chris Olave, who might be the only good thing you have going on for the receiver position.
Stop that.
Oh, yes. I'm going in. You have a tight end who was a former quarterback who couldn't hack it at quarterback. Yes, I'm going in on your team. You want to try me? Try my team?
I promise you, and if anybody wants to call, by the way, 516-572-7440.
No one's calling from New Orleans, Josh. You're going to get peeled back from Corey.
No.
You know where you are on the map, right?
I'll come at anybody right now.
Okay.
Got me fired up.
Ain't nobody calling from the shoe.
Man, I promise you.
From NOLA.
I promise you, 90% of sensible football fans would say the Saints are absolutely going to have a better season than the Giants.
I'm not a fan of either. I'm not a fan of either of your teams, and I'm with you, Josh.
Absolutely. 9-8 last season.
Because he bigged up your Packers.
9-8
No,
last
that has
season.
nothing to do with that.
What you got to say about 9-8 last season with Trevor Siemian starting like 6 games? 5-2 before James got
Their
hurt.
defense is really
top
good.
5 in the league. Come on, man.
He's still not doing anything. We know this. You know this.
And where are the Giants going?
Where they going to be?
We got a shot to win our division.
Oh,
So the Saints don't have a shot, but the Giants do?
Well, the Saints don't. I'll give him that.
Yeah, the Saints.
The Bucks are going to run away with that.
When the last time the Bucks beat us in the regular season game?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The rest of the regular season games what matter. It's Tom Brady, Josh.
You know.
I'm not scared of Tom Brady.
I'm not saying the Saints are not going to beat him. I'm saying the rest of the games, they will not have a better record than Tom Brady and the Bucks. They could sweep the Bucks and they'll still lose the
They were
division.
on pace to do that before we got hurt.
Do y'all really
They
think
could sweep the Bucks and lose the division.
yeah, Saints fans just need to worry about eating a W as James. You want to eat a W? You want to eat a W? Yes, I'll win there.
You know who's been eating W's lately?
Who's that? The Yankees?
That'd be the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this after the show, though. We don't got the time right now, but I promise you.
Oh boy.
Got me started.
Boy.
I wish the Saints played the Giants this season.
I can't wait for that.
Why would you want to see that 25-point loss? Why would you want to see that?
Right now, now
you mean in the Giants winning, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Of course I want to see that.
Yeah.
The Giants
The Saints
offense
haven't been
is
good
going to
since
put
Drew
25 points on the Saints.
Come on now.
Once Drew Brees retired, it was over for your organization.
Oh,
That's all
stop.
That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not even a Saints fan. I'm going to defend him here. Like,
what?
This ain't cool.
It's not over. They took a bump in the road. It was a step back. I'll give you that. Drew Brees, a Hall of Famer. Honestly, the end of Drew Brees' career, honestly, I think he had to get out of there earlier. But, Josh, you saw it. Like, he was throwing 5-yard slants every play. Like, he didn't have it for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean,
I know it's your guy, but he didn't have it.
y'all wrong for him because y'all know the Knicks got me started, and y'all trying to go into my second.
I'm
most
defending
beloved
you.
Team. Talking about the Saints aren't going to be nothing without Drew. Come on,
There'll be a wild card. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Good luck.
No, stop that.
I'm joking.
Look at the rest of that division for a
Who your
minute.
football team, Gina?
Giants. I had to make.
Hold on.
I had to make somebody else feel it.
But forget the Bucks for a second. The Panthers don't have a quarterback, and if they do, it's Sam Darnold. And then you got he's not a quarterback. I'm sorry. I'd rather Taysom Hill than him.
He's seeing ghosts now.
Yeah, I know he is. He can hear us right now. Hi, Sam.
He can hear us.
Sam, if you're listening, 516-572-7440.
Yes.
Call us up, Sam Darnold.
Defend your name.
Yeah, and then the Falcons, who have Marcus Mariota. I like that for them, but I don't like it enough for them to win more than 4 games.
Oh, yeah. Our division is just trash.
Except for the Bucks, who are going to be really good in the division. But
I think listen, I'm not going to discount the Bucks completely. I know I'm talking my little ish right now.
They don't have Gronk, but...
Yeah. It's going to be a tight race. I'm confident.
We'll see if the caller wants to talk football.
Yes, let's see. Caller, you're on WHPC Sports Talk. Who are you? What's going on? What you want to talk about?
Hey, it's Ross here.
Hey, Ross.
I'm a Giants fan, and even I'm saying that my team's gonna suck.
Come on now, like Ross, real quick. Like I don't hate the Giants. I don't hate the Jets. Both those teams, I see their years being next year. Y'all know what this year gonna be. Come on now.
This is developmental. I think the Jets have a better year than the Giants, to be honest.
All right, stop the blasphemy.
No, I think they do.
Stop the cap now.
All right,
man.
Never.
Ross, what's your point?
Never.
Yeah, go ahead, Ross.
Okay, so my one football is that the New Orleans Saints. My bold prediction is that they will win the division.
Oh. And that is not a bad take at all, Ross, because I know you know football. And
Ross knows his football.
Ross knows his football now.
I mean, Ross was killing it with the picks for a while.
Yes.
Ross won our fantasy football league 2 years ago. Ross knows what he's talking about.
Come on now. Oh, he won the fantasy football
2 years ago, before you got here. Yeah.
There you go. Come on, Kory.
He beat me in the Super Bowl. I'm not over it.
And my baseball note is that I'm actually hoping any medication that any sad Mets fan is having right now, or nervous Mets fan, I should say. Hear me out. If they miss the playoffs this year fully,
the Mets,
I would never root for that team ever again.
The Mets, you're saying?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm trying to help you guys out here.
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I see where he's coming from because they're really good this year.
Yeah.
They're the best record in the National League, and they have for a while now. And if they collapse and fully miss everything, not even wild card, Ross, you're saying? So you're saying, they fully miss out. That would be depressing.
Yes, that's why it would be fully depressing at that, but that's the reason why I'm saying it. I'm trying to actually help. I'm trying to guide people in the right direction. If they miss the playoffs this year after having the best record in the National League for this amount of time.
Yeah, they're always at the halfway point, and they have the best record in the league. That would be a historic collapse. That'd be terrible.
That would be very disgusting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and my last point is that if they don't do anything, I think they'll do something at the deadline. But if they do nothing, because that's just I'm always worried about that. If they don't do anything, then I'm sorry. The Mets fans, the 30,000 that come to the ballpark every game, they have every right to be pissed off at the owner.
At the owner? Really? You blame Steve Cohen if they do nothing?
Well, no, everybody except Buck Showalter.
Okay. I mean, Buck's doing his job. He's doing really well, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at Buck. I'm mad to feel on top of Buck.
That's fair. I mean, I know you hate Billy Epler, but we need Lure Ohtani here, so he needs to be here.
You know, I know. I'm just saying for people that are defending Billy Epler, I'm sorry. I know he's made some good moves by not bringing Luke back, and those guys that was a smart move based off how Luke is pitching, but the guys that they have are pathetic.
Yeah, we know how you feel about the bullpen, and I mean, it's gonna be rough. I don't think they'll miss the playoff. It'll be rough if they do. Thanks for the call, Ross.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Ross. See you back here on Monday.
Press 2.
I recognize this number. It's the same one that keeps playing the okie doke with us.
Okay, well then put the thing on.
Well, I'll give him one more chance.
Put the thing on, I'm saying.
Biggie, give me...
oh, no, Josh. No, they lost us.
Okay.
They lost us? So I get no more chances, I guess, right?
No more chances. That's his 4th chance.
And I know he probably wants to talk about the Knicks or the Giants winning the division.
The Saints. No, stop talking like that.
Yes.
I can't. I want to talk baseball so bad, but I can't right now because you're saying the craziest thing I've heard in a week.
We don't have to get into that. We can get into baseball.
No. I want to get into this. Do you think they're beating the Cowboys and the Eagles for the division? Both.
They have a shot. That
They
division,
have a shot.
That division is up for grabs. At least we know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are good.
That's true. We know they're good. I would say it's up for grabs between the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles. I wouldn't put the Giants in that mix.
Speaking of up for grabs, Ross brought up the Mets, who again have had I couldn't be happier considering.
As a Mets fan, this is great.
Considering everything that's happened, the injuries and everything else we've dealt with, to still be have the best record in the National League is nothing to sneeze at. But Ross brought it up. The NL East lead, is down to 4 games over the Braves. My first question would be, do we think the Braves are going to catch them at some point?
I think Michael said it best, Michael Merlo, earlier this week when he said he thinks the Braves at some point will overtake the Mets, but the Mets will win the division in the end. I totally agree with that. I think sometime in August, the Braves will end up leading the division for a week or two.
Okay.
Then it comes down to there's 15 games left between these two teams. The Mets need to win at least 10 of those games to win the division. Easily.
I'm inclined to agree, and I think I made this point on Tuesday. Like, when September comes and we look at where the Mets, wherever they wound up, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they had, again, the best record in the National League before July, without DeGrom throwing a single pitch, Scherzer making half his starts, missing the last month plus.
When's the last time you saw any team Scherzer was on have that kind of injury from him?
Exactly. Tyler McGill being in and out.
He's been such a good story, but I feel like the way he pitched recently, I'm okay with, him being in and out. I don't want him to get hurt, obviously, but I feel like he's not as big of a loss people think.
Yeah,
he'd be a great bullpen piece though if he comes back as a reliever. That'd be amazing.
If the Mets finish first by the time the postseason rolls around,
yes,
we're gonna look at April to June and be like, that's what won us the division. Now, again, I'm inclined to agree that the Braves will catch up to us at some point, but I like the Mets. I like the Mets. I know the Braves are the division champions, and I know I'm a little biased being a Mets fan, but hey, and the funny thing is, because this is only our second series against Miami.
That's so weird.
It's incredibly weird.
We played Atlanta once. You realize
That's
that?
Weird too.
One time, and it was at Citi Field, and we lost this 4-game set. 3-1, we lost it.
Baseball schedule makers pulled some
and then we're still up by 4.5. Think about that.
Incredible and impressive. But these games against the Marlins are really going to matter.
I mean, tonight, I'm chalking up tonight as a loss.
Yeah.
I like Taijuan Walker. He's been pitching great. His strikeout numbers have been up. But Sandy Alcantara, you said it before the show, he's Dominican Jacob deGrom.
Dominican deGrom, yeah. That's what I'm calling him.
Oh, my God.
He's special. He's incredible.
I didn't realize how good he was when he was younger. Then he got better control, and I'm like, this guy is so good.
I watched a few of his starts last year against the Mets. That last one especially.
Yes.
In September, while we were actually still playing for something, I was like, oh, my God.
We weren't playing for anything in September. Let's be honest.
Barely. We were on the fringe of it.
We had a chance, technically, and Javi Baez was here.
You're right. We knew what it was pretty much, but we were still...
The door was heating up, and it didn't mean anything.
We were technically still in it, but we knew what it was.
Yeah, the Mets weren't eliminated the last week or two of the season, but I really knew they weren't going to make the playoffs by August.
Yeah, but regardless, that's true too. But regardless of my point, it's like I knew that start he was going to be a problem. Not only this year, but as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be a problem. And
I love his Tommy John syndrome. Everyone has it. It's like a rite of passage.
In today's baseball, pretty much.
He's a young pitcher that throws hard. Everyone has to get it. DeGrom's had it twice. Did you know that?
That's crazy. It really is.
Before he came to the majors, he had it twice.
It really does seem like a rite of passage, which is sad, but I mean, we've talked about it a few times on previous shows, like the way these guys just are so committed to throwing hard no matter what.
Position players are getting now, like Bryce Harper has to get it at some point. I think he got it.
He still, he might have, because he's still
playing he can't
DH.
play the field. He DHs, though. Like Ohtani did that when he had Tommy John. He DH'd and he was fine.
That's so weird.
I don't get how you can swing a bat. Maybe it's because both of them throw right and bat left. That's what I'm thinking.
That would be,
because both of them throw right-handed and bat left-handed. So the right arm is not as forceful in the swing as a righty.
From my limited experience playing baseball, I do. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But hey, Taijuan Walker goes up against Alcantara. Taijuan Walker, 2 great starts in a row. You're really chalking up tonight as a loss.
I just think Alcantara's that good. I think Walker can't be that good for this long. Something's got to give somewhere.
Hey,
that's going to be the theme of tonight. Something's got to give on either side. Because Walker's been great, Alcantara's been better. Right. I don't know. I don't see them winning tonight. I see the next 2 they can win easily.
I wanted to ask you
going in this series. Go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
I wanted to ask you before today's show. about Carlos Carrasco. I wanted to look into it, but I didn't have the time. Is there any update on why he left? Well, I know why he left the last start. But how is he doing? Is he okay?
Actually, I've read an article on it this morning.
Okay.
And Carrasco, let's see. I'm trying to get the article now and find exactly what they said. Carrasco left to start early with lower back tightness. So it's not an arm injury. It is lower back tightness, which is... It doesn't sound that bad until you think about some other pitchers that have had that. Like Clayton Kershaw was out for almost a year with lower back tightness.
Yeah.
But he had like a serious injury in his lower back. That's different. They're going to do imaging and stuff, and they're going to hope to find nothing. But
Buck said something interesting and troubling at the same time after we lost that game to Houston.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is something Carrasco's kind of been dealing with all season long. I'm like, first off, I'm impressed that he's pitched that well, dealing with lower back tightness for a lot of the season.
We've been saying all week, like, maybe it's something he has to learn to just pitch through. He's at that point in his career where you got to pitch through injuries. It's sad, but it's true. He's getting up there, you know?
That leads into my next point, because I also read an article about, again, the Cincinnati Reds suck.
They do.
Dave, suck very much. The rumors are naturally swirling about Luis Castillo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that
Tyler
somebody?
Malley's another starter from the Reds that the Mets are interested in. I mean, there's a lot of stars on the market that the Mets could go after.
I also watched SNY's Baseball Night in America the other day, and they had Omar Minaya on there. And he was pretty much saying between bullpen help and starting pitching, he would prioritize bullpen help.
I would, too. I mean, you're getting the two best starting pitchers in the game back in the next month and a half. Next month, probably. Sure, it's going to be next Sunday.
See, I'm inclined to agree because he made the point that, again, if you're going to be a playoff team, you have to have a knockout bullpen to win a World Series.
You have to.
Like, that's baseball law.
Or at least, enough good relievers. I mean, the whole bullpen has to be good. At least 2 or 3 good relievers, like good relievers.
Yes.
Diaz has been great. I finally trust him.
I need an 8th inning guy, i.e. Addison Reed in 2015.
Yes, like a bridge guy to get you, preferably the guy that can go 2 innings, and then you can knock down the number of relief pitchers you need.
Absolutely.
If you get a reliable guy that can go 2 innings, I will take him in the 7th and the 8th, Diaz in the 9th, and I'm good.
Yeah, and that's why I like that he said that. But at the same time, our projected starting rotation at the beginning of the season, they're all either injured right now or dealing with an injury.
That's not true. Chris Bassett's fine.
Chris Bassett.
He pitches tomorrow, by the way, and TBD is the word for Sunday because Scherzer might get the start. They don't know yet. Yeah. They're monitoring him. He's doing side work and everything, and if he's healthy enough, he will go Sunday.
They always did say that June 26th on Sunday would be the target date, so hopefully he makes that start.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like you have to, in Ross's point, you have to worry about getting to the playoffs before you worry about what you're going to do when you get into the playoffs.
That's true.
Made sense.
Who's the NFL coach for the Colts? He's like, playoffs?
Oh, Jim Mora.
Yeah, there you go.
Want to close today's show with the New York Yankees. We've mentioned them a few times, but last night's game was incredible. That's an incredible comeback against...
That Anthony was there. That's why he lost his voice, but I figured that out eventually.
I thought he lost his voice yelling about
me
the
too.
Knicks,
I was like, it was me. But
yes, he has a lot better things in his life to worry about, like the New York Yankees.
I literally turned the draft off after Ivy was drafted, and I was like, let's just turn this off for good luck and see if they get a trade. Then I just didn't turn it back on.
You know what's funny? I knock you guys sometimes for your superstitious stuff.
Yeah.
But I definitely put my phone, put it down, face down. I don't need to. I'll just watch the TV and see what happens. But it didn't work in my favor as usual.
Nah, didn't work for any Knicks fan. The Yankees, though, last night.
Yes.
That is such a statement win for this team right now. I mean, the Yankees just, first of all, they're so insanely good. They're on pace for 120 wins. That is insanity. The record currently is 116 by the 2001 Mariners.
Incredible.
Which, I thought that was a crazy number. If they get 120, they beat the record by 4 games? Who can stop them right now?
We've brought up this show a few times where we were all in the recording studio, and we're all pointing out the Yankees' flaws.
I wasn't there that day. I wish I was. That sounded interesting.
You absolve yourself from the situation.
No, I mean, I would have criticized them too. At the beginning of the year, I was like, they're terrible. What's wrong with them? But now it's like, oh my God.
Bro, I said they were trying to fit square pegs in round holes. Like
you were right at the time.
At the time, but again,
now Aaron Hicks is turning it on. He hit the game-tying through-run homer last night. Judge is the walk-off, of course.
Of course, but
the contract keeps going up.
I want to focus on yes, it does.
By the way, Judge settled his arbitration case with the Yankees today. He's making $19 million this year.
Okay.
I love how you go into a season and not know what you're making. That's just amazing.
So weird.
I don't get that.
That's
like, what has he been paid to this point? You know,
so weird.
How much has his paycheck been to this point? I don't get it.
That's why he was pushing hard for that extension, and the whole arbitration thing in baseball just confuses me to its core.
I wouldn't have time to explain that, but I like the arbitration thing. Basically, what the whole point of it is, it gives rookie standouts or young standout players on a rookie contract a chance to earn more money than their rookie contract is.
Okay,
that's basically what it is. And Judge, he's on a rookie deal. Last year was a rookie deal. He'd be making way less than $19 million if he wasn't playing as well.
Let's point out the incentives in this contract too. He can win an additional $250,000 each for a regular season MVP and a World Series MVP. I think he
only has an incentive for first place though, which I find odd.
What?
Usually there are incentives in the contract built in: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, finished an MVP race. No, Judge you have to win or you get no money.
The Yankees don't play.
And
around,
Jose Ramirez doesn't want Judge to get his money. So
yes. Listen, we'll definitely see how it shakes out because, like you said, Matt, that contract number is going up and up and
he's
up.
He's going to make like $40 million, man.
So
I've embraced that fact. The Yankees fans got to embrace it, too. They're going to pay him $40 million.
I'm standing by this. I don't see him and the Yankees not coming to a contract
They
extension.
have to give him anything he wants. I don't care if it means trading or cutting Stanton. You can't cut Stanton. That's too much money.
Right.
I don't care if it means trading Stanton and making a team take on that contract. They will never do that. But I'm saying, you make all the room you can for Aaron Judge because this guy's a generational player, and he's the face of your franchise right now, and will be for a long time if you sign him.
Hey, like we said, big game again. Astros, Yankees, Verlander, Severino tonight on
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Thanks, Bezos.
Thanks, Bezos. Any final thoughts to close out the show, guys?
I think we just got to go. Let's just go.
This is one quick question.
Yeah.
Why is Taj Gibson still on this team, the Knicks?
Great question.
You're asking that about him? You should be asking about Julius Randle.
I'm mainly asking that about what's his face, Cam Reddish.
Oh, why is Cam Reddish catching a stray, bro?
Because he should have been traded last night. Whatever.
Well, safe to say the Knicks fans, or the Knicks, got me as a fan going pretty hard today. We'll see how the rest of the offseason, their master plan shakes out. On that note, we will call it a day and a week on WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. From Matt Leonard, Kory David, Gina Halstead, I am Joshua Umahi signing off. We'll see you back here Monday at 4. Have a great rest of your weekend.